Holy shit, left hand. Uh-oh. And that's how we got the Trans Am stuck on the left. Sheesh, Justin, what we got here?
Something exciting for you and your shovel in the garage.
Man, it's a pretty big box. The bigger box, though, it's right here. Oh! Let's go. See if these things will hold up to this Small ones in the center.
A big one?
Sheesh! You underestimate the dollies.
No way, dude.
Come on, Justin, you gotta put the f***ing ass into it, bro. Put that ass into it. This is shipping and receiving. You don't work right here.
Go back over there.
I want it right there.
I don't want it there.
I want it right there.
I don't care.
Well, right there's gonna be in the way.
Everywhere's in the way.
I'm sorry to inconvenience you, Chris.
It's in the way.
Can we do it right here and I'll unpackage it?
Sure.
Thank you.
All right, dude.
Way to put that ass into it, bro. All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Sheesh. All right, we got a 2-post car lift from BENDPAK. Thank you, BENDPAK. All right, welcome back, guys. It is a different day after that intro, and here with me in the garage, we've got Wes at Face Nectar. It's a Saturday, so the guys are out, but yeah, I figured I'd try to get this set up so that Chris doesn't continue to yell at me. Went and bought one of these things, got it jumped because I haven't run the Trans Am in a while. So what Wes and I are going to do is start unpackaging all of this stuff. I would imagine within some of these boxes there's some directions. Wes brought a couple hammer drills, right? So we need to drill into the concrete to anchor the posts, obviously measure everything out, decide where it's going to go. So yeah, step one is unpackaging things and giving these dollies a rest because they're stressed. They're dying. Ta-da! All right, guys, so we got these all separated out, and next is obviously positioning them, but we're gonna go ahead and read some instructions. Got a parts list here.
There's a lot of stuff in that box.
Jesus Christ.
We're gonna need a bigger hammer drill bit.
Yeah, I would say so. The size of those things. Sheesh. Here's the Bible.
It's IKEA on steroids.
All right, so the part that most people don't want to do, but since this is going to be holding a car over my head, this is kind of important that we pay attention to the safety considerations and doing this all correctly. I don't want to be underneath a car for the lift to just give out, because that equals no more YouTube channel.
I've seen those videos before.
Me dead.
Those go rough.
Yeah. Also, Eric Bagger Bro has shown up to not work. What did you say on the phone?
I was gonna supervise.
You're like, I'm not gonna work, I'm just hanging out and drinking beer.
Eat some pizza.
So we're gonna go ahead and run up to Harbor Freight and Ace, buy some of these tools, and come back and work on this lift. Alrighty then, Block fam, we got everything on the shopping list. So all tools needed, as well as extra tools. We actually have to go. We've basically gotten to the point of like unpackaging the stuff and buying tools. That's totally my fault. I should have planned a little better for that, but my bad. I didn't know what tools would be needed until we unpackaged it. So I think what we're gonna try to do, move them into position-ish and then stand them up. So before we left, Eric did bring up a good point. He was saying that the instructions say that if we run the cables now, so we don't have to basically pick up this big part of the lift down into here, but it's easier. The instructions also say that. So we got a little bit more reading up to do before we stand these up. So I'll probably just get Chris and Justin to help me. I mean, Justin could probably lift these up on his own.
Oh, yeah.
but since these guys got places to be, I don't want to hang anybody up, so we're gonna go ahead and pack it up. That's it for today, so to be continued whenever I pick up the camera again. Hey, thanks for the help though.
Move stuff around.
Yeah.
Toilet.
No problem. Welcome back, Block fam, to the two-post car lift install. Last video, had Wes Bagger Bro with me. We were trying to get ahead and go ahead and raise the lift since I had those guys here to help me, but we had to go ahead and hold off on raising the columns. I think I said raise the lifts. Columns or the beams or whatever the you want to call these things, because in the destructions, it's much easier to put the equalizing cables into position before you stand up the posts. So the post, that's, I guess I'll call them the post from now on. So it basically shows kind of the diagram of the equalizing cables. Now this is a symmetrical lift, which means the columns are symmetrical to one another, so squared up versus asymmetrical. Since I guess the space that we're putting it is symmetrical, that's what we went with. Now the symmetrical lift has two of these cables and they are even length. The asymmetric lift has two of these cables and they are not even lengths. So I went ahead, laid these out, confirmed they are the same length, which it actually says on the bolt ends. So what we have to do now is I went ahead and I pushed the hydraulic part of the lift up so that we kind of have some access to be able to work, because we have to take this pulley out here, or roller, and route one of the cables around on this side and then one of the cables around on that side as well. Run it through here, and this is going to be the real fun part. There is a spot in here. That spot right there will hold the bolt end of the bolt end or the button end, I can't remember. I'll double check in the destructions, but it's going to hold one end of this, and then basically you have to run it through it and bundle it for both of these. So that's going to be next up, and then after that I think we have to run some of the hydraulic lines as well. So you usually put the hydraulic components into position before you stand up the posts, and then we're going to mark the floors to basically see where we're going to stand these up. So we measured here, this is 12 foot from the shelf there. Now we do have a little bit of a crack in the foundation right there, and we're also kind of close to the edge of the foundation here, so I think we're going to move it that way, obviously a little bit. I think it said you have to be like 14 inches in from the edge or from a crack, so we're fine on the crack. So I figured if we move it kind of like this way, we should be good. That's where we're at. So I'm just gonna get to it, start working on it. Hopefully I can get some good progress today, because I'm sure Chris is tired of the Trans Am being over there kind of in front of the dyno room and the garage door. I've got it perfectly positioned where you can walk a bike in and out of both. Imagine he's not gonna be too patient with me for too long, so gotta get this stuff all done. So next up we have hydraulic lines. So we've got 4 different lines, A, B, C, D. So you've got the shortest, second shortest, and then a little bit longer and the longest. And then within the pack of hardware and stuff that they send you, you got a couple of hydraulic fittings in here. So we're gonna use this to cut those out. Let's just do one of these. All right, there we go. Hydraulic line fittings. As per the manual, it seems like contaminants within hydraulic lines is taken incredibly seriously. So you guys will notice they actually have most of, or all of these lines basically plugged. So they do recommend cleaning, making sure that everything is cleaned out on the lines, so taking compressed air and pushing it through it just to make sure they're good to go. Anyways, gonna get to installing those. So I've gone ahead and pretty much placed all of the hydraulic fittings and lines and stuff where they need to be. I haven't hooked them up though. So we've basically got this fitting on the outside here, which I will tighten up. And then this fitting is going to basically run into that. And then I have that routed down through here. There's these little pieces that basically like hold the line. And then that is all the way down here, which I'll need to push this kind of back up in order to access that. So that should be coming out this end essentially, and we will hook that up to the bottom of the hydraulic. I've just got a little coupler, the extension piece right here. So this is for the wide setup, which we're doing the wide setup. And then this is the longer piece. We've got it all just zip tied here. So basically whenever we stand the post up and then put the crossbar across, cut these zip ties and run everything over to that one. Let me go ahead and get these hydraulic lines all connected up and we'll go from there. All right guys, hydraulic lines are as connected as they can be. So we got a fitting on this one, we got these connected, We got it routed all down here. I had to use a cable here just to make sure it didn't get pulled through. Yeah, that's where we're at. So continuing, committing like, you know, a couple hours to it here and there, and like slowly get it knocked out of, you know, on top of all the other work that we have to still kind of take care of here in the shop. So it's coming along though. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the two-post lift install. So I've made a good amount of progress on these. I think the last time I was talking about getting the hydraulic lines ran, so pretty much got that done. The next step in the directions were to basically mark out on the floor where we were going to set them up. So basically measure it out. So you got your alignment chalk line and then perpendicular lines as well. So I have used the square, measuring tape, red marker, and chalk line, and this is what we've got. So we're in 14 inches from the side of the slab. From that 14-inch mark, we measure 145 inches over to here, and then we're also 12 foot from basically that end of the slab. So 12 foot up on this side, 12 foot up on that side, 14 inches in, perpendicular line to the slab, also on this one, and then this is a right angle, and then that is a right angle, and we use the chalk to basically make the line. This is where the left post will go, and this is where the right post will go. So I'm gonna make the right post the power, so meaning this one. So I do need to get these like kind of swapped around. So we got myself, Justin, Chris. We're gonna be attempting to lift up the posts, and then we can position them, and then I'll measure them again, make sure they're 145 inches from edge to edge. That'll give us where to drill. So you have the holes in the bottom of the base plate, and so we will essentially use the 3/4 bit, and we will drill in, I want to say like 4.25 inch. So the concrete here is 5 inch, 3000 psi tensile strength, and we need minimum 4.25, 3000 psi, cured for 28 days. This has been curing for longer than 28 days. So let's get these things stood up. That wasn't so bad, right? Look at that muscle, sheesh! That muscle's though. Yeah, car lift. Yeah, car lift, there we go. Damn, those are tall. All right, well that one's nice and level. That one I'm gonna have to shim. That's moving quite a bit there. Yeah, not too safe. This one is pretty solid, not a lot of movement, nice and flat, so maybe a little tiny amount of shimming on one side of it, but nothing major. So that's a big step, which means tomorrow I get to bust out the hammer drill. Yeah, that's a big step, much taller than I thought that would be, but that's good. It means we can get underneath the cars whenever they're up top, work on them a lot easier. All right, see you tomorrow. All right, random extra day in setting up the two-post lifts. Eric Bagabro here, setting up the hammer drill.
Well, we're gonna get this done today.
Battery here.
I feel like it's like a suppressor right here.
Right.
Unlock.
We got 2 bars. We basically had to add a few shims to that one, a few less shims to this one, but we measured it all sides, got everything level, and now we're pretty much ready to drill. Yo, the cheaper bit did the better work by far.
So I'm over here messing with this, like, oh yeah, and then I'm thinking there's something, a performance problem with me. This is like what, $45 almost?
Yeah, it was like a $40 bit. This was like $20 bit.
It's not always about the size.
Yeah. All right, so we're to the point of installing the anchor bolts. Basically measuring 5 to the set depth, and we're gonna hammer them in, and we will tighten them. All right, so that's the anchor bolt. We've got this set measuring from the bottom of the washer to the end of the bolt at 5 inch. And then as we hammer in, this bolt is going to pull up as we tighten the nut here. And that's going to cause the end of it to go into this little sleeve, which is going to bell out, and that will grip into the concrete. We got all the bolts in, or the anchor bolts in, all torqued down, 90 foot-pounds, or 90 pound-feet, however you want to say it. So, I mean, we got no movement.
She ain't going anywhere. Yeah, you know it's good.
It's usually with straps, but we'll accept it.
Straps.
So, we're going to call it quits there for the day because, man, it's been a freaking workout. 12 holes and 12 anchor bolts. And it took a couple hours. What's up, you sons of bitches? Welcome back to day 394 of setting up this f***ing car lift. Got Wes here, coming back for the second day of his collaboration with setting up the lift. So we're putting Wes to work with his knowledge of electricity because he's an electricityologist. He understands it a lot better than I do. Some conduit here, wiring, bits, some breakers, lots of fittings, some step bits. You want to explain in your fancy boy terminology?
We're gonna put that stuff and that stuff connected to that thing and that thing and that thing.
Hell yeah, fancy boy terminology. All right guys, check it out. We got a lot of the wiring basically straightened out so that we can run it through the conduit. So wrapped it around this pole. Going into the conduit going up along the panel and here. And we got a fishing line that Kenny brought, so big shout out to Kenny. Bringing it to right here, and this is the 1-inch conduit, and then we're going into this junction. So I had to cut to the edge of that junction because the little coupler piece here wasn't large enough, so I had to Dremel it out. The threading, man, this stuff barely fits in there, so I actually just did a little couple welds so it'll hold it, and then we should be able to run this conduit into here, tighten it down. And then we're gonna have one of these pieces that basically goes down right here, and it's gonna drop to the right of the electric box here. And that's gonna be the plug for this air conditioner. And then we've got a really long extension cord, basically that'll go from here to the air conditioner. We'll set it up basically where the Trans Am is right now, and that will cool down Chris's area. And then out of the right side of this box, we are going to have the rest of the wiring, and that will continue to the lift. All right, got the cables run through.
The guy she told you not to worry about.
So yeah, all we gotta do is let Wes put the faceplate on, give him a high five, and then we're calling it a night. So I guess just to show you guys this. So basically what we're gonna do here, the conduit's gonna come off and it's gonna run up and over like I was saying earlier. And then this is the power side, and then we'll connect to the motor right there. So making some progress. You guys do me a favor. Wes is helping us out like so much, as he always does. He's a great friend. Really good neighbor. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Yeah. Go give him a follow at Face Nectar. See you guys when we return. Do it again. So we are lifting up the center cross brace thing that has the pulleys. Chris on the forklift. Sick forklift glide. All right.
Did it, Justin.
Justin's like, I did nothing.
Yo, this is crazy.
Ladder race. No, this is high. Wiring removed from here. Got it lined up.
Keep going.
Thank you, Chris. You're the real MVP.
Yeah, I know, always.
Mr. Forklift.
That's what I do over here.
One of the cables around the pulley and through. Tension's still on them, so I can do most of that stuff. I need Wes's help with the wiring though, so we're gonna get back on the wiring. There we go. No idea what I'm looking at, but there's the new ones. We're gonna come back once again, probably Saturday, continue working on it. Big thanks again, Face Nectar. Wes, you guys go follow him. We'll be back. What up, Block fam? Welcome to today's episode, or continuation of the episode. No.
Run one end of that wire connected to that, run it up to the switch, and then back down to here. This is like obviously not full power 25 amps running through this little thing. So it'll be like pushing the button will connect it until if it hits that, it'll disconnect it. So both of these have to be, this one open and that one closed for it to work.
So we've got all the electric hooked up. We got hydraulic fluid, we got some chain and cable lubricant. This is filled up with hydraulic fluid, installed the covers on the locking mechanisms. We've routed the cables, installed the arms, going through and reviewing the final checklist. Everything looks good, I think. So I think we're ready to test.
Yep.
Not with a Wes on it. All right, moment of truth.
So I got like fire extinguisher. Just in case. I mean, I wired that, so. the right direction.
Hooray! All right, so we got good operation. So in order to lower it, we got to press this 2 or 3 seconds. Then press that, and then we press this. It should go down. Very
slow without
slowly. That do be looking pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty spot on.
Did we actually do this?
I think we did. Obviously, we'll see. We got plenty more like testing. Get that last bit of grease, throw it in there so that the lifting blocks don't get hung up whenever, you know, whenever there is a car on it, there's more pressure on those, you know, pulling it. We'll keep an eye, obviously, on the hydraulic fluid, put it through a couple more tests, get that grease on there. The switch up there works, so that's part that you guys didn't see. If you raise a vehicle too high, it hits the bar, which hits the switch, which cancels the power to the lift. Made sure everything's level, readjusted the legs and stuff. Yo, this is the most I've ever seen under this car. All right, there you guys have it. Installing a 2-post BENDPAK lift. You guys do me a favor, be sure to go follow Wes at Face Nectar. And yeah, thanks to like Justin and Chris and Eric, everybody that helped with the install of this. Eric and I came in, we were busting like getting the holes drilled. If you guys have any questions on it, don't ask me because this is my first time. We did get through the whole process. Unfortunately, Wes just said the first and the last. I don't think it's the last because this shop, it's an awesome shop, it's a great location, but it is definitely not our last location, which means this is gonna have to move at some point within the next couple of years because I ain't leaving it behind. Dude, this has been a goal of mine for so long to have this thing, and now we have it and it's installed and you can use it to do maintenance on your truck once it's back up and running. Huge, huge step for the Blockhead garage here. I know I say Blockhead garage, this is not one of those things like open to the public. We don't work on vehicles here, we build custom motorcycles. This is for our own custom projects and stuff. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Hope it was insightful, kind of walking you guys through the entire process. It took us a long time to film, but hope it was insightful. If you guys did enjoy it, do me a favor, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed already, hit subscribe. Hit the bell icon so it sends you notifications of future uploads and activity. Be part of that Bill Yeah Squad. Until next time, ride safe, stay vigilant. Big shout out to BENDPAK also because they really helped me out. The lift wasn't free, but they did honor a discount. I bought a blem model and I wasn't paying full price because I didn't have that kind of budget. So they actually honored the blem model price after I told them about the channel, and they were like, yeah, just like post a picture and shout us out. I'm like, done. So big thanks to BENDPAK, appreciate you. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.